Alrighty, good morning y'all. It is day 7 of climbing Ama Dablam. Base camp's right back there. You can see the tents. Wasn't filming in there because of how windy it is. That's why I'm taking cover behind this rock. But yeah, it's a pretty windy day out today, so yeah. But as we were saying yesterday, I wasn't sure what we're gonna end up doing today. But yeah, Andrew and I decided it'd probably be best if we took a rest day today. And of course, you know, we're gonna make that an active rest day. We're gonna get out for at least a little bit. It's already noon. Hasn't been too eventful of a day yet. I bought a Wi-Fi card. But interesting news though, there has been tons of teams that have summited today. So a lot of teams went up. I bet you it was freezing with this wind chill. No one's pushing up now. You would probably have wanted to turn around by now. You can start to see the clouds coming in on the mountain. But anyways, yeah, so what I want to do, I don't want to go too far, but I want to get up just maybe like a couple, maybe like 1,000 to 2,000 feet just over here. That should be pretty good. There's like a really cool ridge that we saw yesterday and walked up. So I'm basically just gonna go up to that, follow this trail. Very easy little hike. That way I get my lungs open, blood flowing, and we climb a little bit higher and sleep a little bit lower. But I guess game plan now is go to Camp 1 tomorrow, pick up all of our stuff, sleep there, and then go for the summit the next day. So we should be on the summit of Ama Dablam in approximately 40 hours, hopefully. Yeah, like I said, really not going that far. It's an easy trail. I'm just going slow. This is literally just to, you know, get the blood flowing and get a little bit high up in altitude. So really don't want to wear myself out because yesterday was brutal. But if y'all are wondering how the bathroom's going for me, I went 3 times last night. All right, just been going for an hour, made just under 1,400 feet of gain, got up to almost 16,500. Nice little base camp hike. Of course, what do we do? Yeah, 1,500. So we'd be just about a third of the way to Camp 1, which I still can't believe is all the way up there. Yeah, I'm just gonna find a nice little spot, chill up here for a little bit and drink some water, breathe. But yeah, not gonna lie, I felt like we're gonna be carrying heavier packs this expedition, but tomorrow's not gonna be too heavy. Then we're just going to the summit from there. I feel like I overtrained my legs with weight. I'm always on Mount Si or wherever in Washington with a 50-pound pack. I would have rather go faster and lighter and really get those lungs working versus heavier and using more legs, but that's all right. I'm definitely going to implement more of that into my training because I feel like I always neglect the real like, and I feel like I give too much attention to my legs and really putting those under a pack. Alrighty, heading back down now. Got some breaths in, a little bit of acclimatization. Should be useful for tomorrow. Alrighty, back at camp. This is the home right here. This is our dining tent right here. Got some oranges. Andrew and I just stare at each other across the table while we eat. Nima. I'm giving a tour.
Where?
Huh?
How was your day? Good?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I just went up to the top of that ridge.
Oh.
And that blue tent up there is the bathroom. It's basically just a bunch of rocks piled, and in between all the rocks is a barrel, and then there's a hole at the top. So you make do with that. Oh damn, look at this. Someone's being heli rescued. Alright, so it is the end of the day. This is what base camp is currently looking like. Bit cloudy for sure. I was just showing that clip of the person being long line rescued from the helicopter. And turns out something pretty tragic happened up there today. From the details I know, and I can't even like say, because YouTube gets mad if you say things like this happen, which is just really annoying. But if you look it up, like I think today's April 26th or 25th, I don't even know. But apparently the guy that got rescued was climbing with somebody who did not make it down. So that's really tragic. That doesn't happen a lot. Like, people don't go on Ama Dablam like that very often. It's pretty rare. So definitely gonna be a factor in Andrew and I's decisions on going up and whatnot over the next couple days and everything like that. But yeah, really sad, and still don't know all the details. I'm sure it'll be on like the news and stuff in a couple days. But yeah, that's gonna do it for day 7 though. Tomorrow we're gonna wake up probably around 7 a.m. and then get ready to go at 9 and work our way to Camp 1 and just see how it goes. Another problem is apparently there's no snow at Camp 1 anymore, which means we can't get water. And if that's the case, then like we just kind of have to bail. So things are not looking too good, but there's still a chance here to make something happen. But yeah. Anyways, good night everybody. See you tomorrow morning. We're being invaded. Oh. These are rampaging. Alrighty, time to pack it up and get a move on. I just turned this 35-liter pack into like a 75. Literally everything is on the outside. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, because I was packing this, I was like, oh, it's perfect. Then I remembered we had a bunch of stuff up there still. So I'm pretty much using the most of it here. We'll see. That's another problem for another day. But I just do not want to use that big pack, because that means I'm gonna have to climb with it. It's extra weight and it's bulky. Alrighty. It is day 8 of climbing Ama Dablam. Oh, frick. This thing weighs like a solid, maybe even 40 pounds. It's gonna be a long day. And then tomorrow might be a long day, depending if we go for the summit. But either way, I guess we'll have some gear moved up there. So I have 6 liters of water, because there's no water at Camp 1. So if we do go for the summit, we're still gonna be dehydrated, because that's really not that much. I have ice axe, as you can see, 2 7,000 meter boots. As you can see though, I'm alone going up. That's because Andrew had some really bad diarrhea last night. He said he went 6 times. So he said he's gonna come up later in the day and see how he feels. But if he doesn't, then I have everything I need to attempt to push tomorrow. But ideally he gets up there and later in the day, and we can go up tomorrow or tonight technically. Just gonna take it real nice and slow. It's probably gonna take me longer than last time. Hopefully I'll feel good enough. I'm gonna have to set up the camp. But yeah, same thing as we did a couple days ago. We're gonna move through these hills, through those ridges, and then up to Camp 1 through all that rocky terrain. There's something about heading up here alone right now. There's not a single other person around me. Gives me this weird strength. Used to work out in my basement, my mom's house. No music. It's dark, 2 rectangular windows. But there's just something about the grit that brought me back down there every time. So let's go, y'all. We're about to make this happen. All right, we're about an hour in. Base camp's all the way down there. And dude, it was supposed to be cleared today. But yeah, y'all already know we continue on this path. Go all the way up here. And then camp 1 is pretty much perched all the way up there beneath the clouds. Man, this weather has just been so unpredictable. Up the hills we go. All right, stop for a little rest here. We're about 2.5 hours in on the ridge that leads up to camp 1. So obviously you have that big shoulder right there, but then behind it is camp 1. So we'll have like 30 more minutes of just mellow terrain, and then we're pretty much back onto that rocky stuff that you have to scramble over. Yeah, I'm a little bit discouraged once again because so many people have been coming down and they're saying how bad it is up there. Like even the conditions after camp 3, it's like straight blue ice. And I don't even know if my crampons are aggressive enough for that. So either way, we got to get to camp 1, because if this is the end of the season, we have to get our stuff. But I think tomorrow we'll see how the weather is, and honestly I might just go to camp 3. That might be my just main objective. It'll be a really fun climb up there. That way I don't have to stress about the summit and meeting the window. If I just go to camp 3, it'll still be a fun day. Because it's just too much stuff going on. And honestly, I'm like psychologically kind of broken down a little bit over getting sick, and now the weather, it's freezing out here today, so. All right, we're nearing the boulder field. Camp 1 right there. Still no sign of Andrew. Don't know if he's still coming up. Oh, dude, I've lost like pretty much all my willpower at this point. I'm not even like, it's gonna take me 5 hours from base camp to get there. It's already almost 4 hours. So now we're getting some light precip, some really light snow, which was not in the forecast. So I really hope this goes away for tomorrow morning, or else that's gonna suck. But I mean, you can't even see anymore, but we're almost there. Just navigating my way through these rocks. Sometimes I just want to sit and not go. Then I tell myself, well, at this point you are committed to getting up there, because I can't go back down in this. There's no way. Okay, so I've made it to the fixed rope that leads right up into camp 1, but now there is this like snowy mixture, and that is a little sus if it is making the rock wet. Because this is just a little sketch, if I'm gonna be honest. Because this is just like flat slab, so if you were to let go of the rope here, you would not have a good time. But I think if I just keep it tight and keep an arm wrap the whole time, I'll be good. All right, camp 1, just right up there. A few more minutes. Just been ascending these lines here, and there's literally birds chirping up here. Is everything really as bad as it's making out to be right now? I've just made it to where we stashed our gear a couple days ago. Fortunately, the wind isn't too bad. It looks like the clouds are dissipating a little bit. I was trying to respond on the radio, but for some reason I can't. Andrew ended up bailing pretty early on. I'll talk to him about it in a second. Well, whoop-de-doo, guys. Apparently the weather forecast is way worse for tomorrow. So I will not be able to push up to camp 3 or anywhere because it might snow a foot. So I gotta go back down. I'm gonna stash what I brought, which fortunately is a lot of stuff. All right, I guess that's the game. Climb high, sleep low, right boys? Right boys? But yeah, I'll just get as much stuff as I can into this little crack here. But fortunately the weather cleared up for my descent. And dude, I was looking up there. It is straight blue ice on that route. It is really bad. All right, so I've stowed everything I have. Boots, sleeping bag. I think this will be enough. I don't think it's gonna be windy, it's just gonna snow. And you can definitely tell it snowed up on these peaks. Things are looking fresh. And now I gotta go down. Yeah, it is a good thing I'm not going up tomorrow and sleeping up there tonight. It is getting ugly up here. That thing is sheer ice. Some people who summited yesterday took 22 hours from camp 2 to summit back to camp 2, just because of how gnarly the terrain is up there. But you know, it's good. Maybe the mountain could use some snow, just not too much, or else the fixed lines, those ropes that we climb, will get buried. Well, I am absolutely rimed up right now. You love to see it. This is crazy how inaccurate some of the weather forecasting was. Holy smokes, dude. And we're back at base camp. Look at that. It's snow down here as well. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for day 8. I think it's day 8 of climbing Ama Dablam. You know what? I'm not even gonna try and predict what the plan will be from here on out. We're probably gonna end up sitting out this storm, so have a rest day tomorrow. And then once the weather is looking favorable, we'll push up to camp 1 and see from there. Feeling a lot better about things right now. I was getting all antsy up there. That's the bad mindset, fellas. Don't fall into it. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.